Well, Labor Day, I bought something. This was on sale. And the store I bought it from had free, no tax sale going on. This unit, the Mustang Z46, was on sale for $4,600 before taxes and delivery. Online, they will not show the price of the no tax sale. So I called them up. Called the local store, talked to the sales lady. I ended up getting this. This was a store model. It's got a Kohler 7000 series, 22 horse. Brand new. Batteries are not even hooked up on it. So I get to adjust the arms, put some fuel in it, put the batteries onto it, and I gotta cut this yard. We were having kids cut their grass last year. They did it for $30. They would weed eat, edge, and do a good job every 2 weeks for $30. Well, this year they decided they weren't going to cut grass no more. They had a full-time job, so they had their friends do it. $50 every 2 weeks. Last year we had kids cut the grass for $30 every 2 weeks. I was happy with it. They did a good job. They would weed eat, blow off all the sidewalks. As you can see, these kids are not even weed eating or nothing. I had to get on, my wife had to get on to them because down the hill the weeds were that high over there. So I said, screw it. And I bought this. I'll cut the grass myself, teach the wife how to use this. So let's get everything going. I gotta hook the batteries up, put some fuel in it, adjust these arms. So I'll be back. Here's what it looks like with the deck off. I don't see any grease joints anywhere. Usually a lot of these have grease zerks. I don't see one. Let me know if you see one. And it bolts down right there. I was gonna raise these arms, but as you can see, they're already up as far as they can be. You're also gonna adjust this length here. So let's put some fuel in it and let's cut some grass. All right, well, I adjusted this forward a little bit. Let's see if she'll start. That's the first time running, so just gotta get fuel. Okay, I had to fight to get the battery installed, the wires. They were a real pain in you know what. It took me a good 30 minutes to try to get the nut and the bolt all together, dropped the bolt a few times. Very much pain in the ass. And then in this video clip you saw, I tried to start it. It would not start. So what I had to do is, after trying till the battery was almost dead, I grabbed the battery charger I had, and one got an extension cord, had it outside. I'm like, well, let me see if I could pour just a teeny bit of gas down the carburetor, fuel injection, whatever, and see if she'll fire. So right here is going to be a picture of what you have to undo the 2 clips on the back of the motor, lift that up, pull off the air filter, which is probably 6-inch oval, double foam. Great air filter system. And I just trickled just a teeny bit of fuel down the carburetor, fired the key up, and she started right away. So if your lawnmower brand new does not start, you'll have to do that, because otherwise it will not get enough fuel for it to go. So that was lesson 1. Lesson 2, I thought, it had 8, 7, 6, I thought that was inches. So I cut the yard at 3 for 3 inches. Wasn't a 3 inches. I scalped the yard almost. But I already started. I couldn't just say, oops, and then raise up, and then would have looked stupid in one spot. So I cut the yard short. It's probably the last grass cutting of the year. Here it is, middle of October. I'll probably grow another inch or so before the end of the year. Let's talk about other pros and cons here in a minute. I got to do some grocery shopping. This says fast forward to the next day. This is first deal of this new lawnmower. Well, didn't do a bad job. I gotta get used to 0 turn. And there's some hills I can't do with it. So let's get the push mower out and finish it. Yeah. Well, didn't do a bad job. I gotta get used to 0 turn. And there's some hills I can't do with it. So let's get the push mower out and finish it. Yeah, did a good job cutting the grass. I just didn't cut that part. I did that with a push mower. That's all the work I did to it a couple years ago. Too steep. We'll talk about the grass cutting. Okay, right there you saw my side yard where I push the lawnmower. I don't feel safe cutting that grass around that pipe in those inclines right there with the 0 turn yet. Maybe in some time I'll get more used to a 0 turn. Hopefully I'll get my wife on it too. That right there where between the houses I pushed. Okay, my first impressions of this Troy-Bilt Z76 riding a lawnmower 0 turn. After I finally got the battery installed, which was a pain in the butt. I talked about it earlier. Over here's what the price is at the when I bought it. It was $4,300. I think I said earlier it was $46. It was $43. Taxes and delivery would have bought it almost to $4,900. But Labor Day sale they had dropped it down, no tax. So that would have dropped it down to about $4,500 delivered. I talked to the lady and I got it down for almost 43, a little 42 and change, almost 43. So she saved me a lot of money by doing that way, by talking to them direct, because this was on their lot. This was the display. It was never ran. Who knows who sat on it? I don't care. It was never ran. As you can see, the batteries, I had to hook the batteries up, and she wouldn't start until I put fuel in the carburetor, fuel injection, whatever it's got. The downfalls I don't like about it: the arms don't go high enough. I need to try to find extenders to raise the arms. It's very jerky. I'm not used to a zero turn. I'm sure I'll get used to it. And the height control. I did not look at the manual to say, okay, 4 is 3 inches or whatever. I just, in my head, say 3, that's 3 inches. No, it's not. I scout my yard for the most part. It's the end of season. I'm pretty sure it's what, the second week of October. We'll still have some more grass growing if we get some rain. It ain't rained much at the house. That's for fact. But grass is cut. I didn't do the side of the house because it's steep, so I pushed it. I know the kids we used to cut the grass, they had the same zero turn, and they did it. But I don't feel safe enough right now to do it. I'll push those areas I feel unsafe. The motor, after I got it started, was very great. Every time after I shut it off and started right back, you hit the key, she fired right up. No problem. It's a little jerky. I'm not used to it, that brand zero turn. Then again, much zero turns. I've always cut my grass with the push mower, but with my back and my time out on the road, we were hiring it out because my wife had her knee replaced and she can't walk the angles and all to do it. Last year, we paid $30. The kids did an excellent job. Weed-eated, edged, blew for $30 every 2 weeks. Never a problem with them. They got a full-time job. They're not doing lawn no more. So they had their friends do it. They're charging $50 every 2 weeks. Most of the time, they're not weed-eating. They're not even blowing the sidewalks and their patios off. And I'm paying $50 for crappy service. I had to get my wife on them for not cutting that back hill, which I did with the push mower after I did my side yard. It ain't nothing but took a couple more minutes and made it look good. You saw in the video in my fire pit, there was a weed 3 feet tall. It's because they haven't used the weed eater to cut it. I went through and did it. Last time I was home 7 weeks ago, I sprayed weeds with Roundup. Yes, I use Roundup, even though it supposedly kills people. But for $4,300 for the zero turn, I was a very good investment. I would like to have had it done as a robot, but with some of the how hard our soil is, being clay, and trying to trench in that wire, go around the perimeter, that would be a pain. And I don't know how I would get it across the sidewalk to get to the grass on between the sidewalk and the street, and on the other side of the driveway and all that. So that's why I didn't do the robot deal. The robot would have been a little bit cheaper if I got the wired one. But like I said, how was I going to trench that wire around the house? And was it going to do the inclines and all that? As you can see in the one clip, between our house and all with the pipe, I don't know what would it do there. So, that's my first impressions of this zero turn Z76 Mustang, I believe it is. It's right here. Here's the specs of it. After I got the motor started, nice, powerful. Every time I hit the key, she fired right up. I wish the arms were a little higher. I gotta try to see if there's brackets to make them higher. And it's a little jerky, but I'm pretty sure after I get used to it, it won't be jerky no more. Have any questions, comments, or concerns about this? Let them down below. Maybe you have a couple hints for me or suggestions. Leave a comment down below. Thumb up the video. And if you're new, hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching. Rouse Trucking. Time to go trucking.